Now, I know what most of you are thinking.
This isn't Virgil's Child Support Adventure 2!
And yes, I know.
Shut it!
I'll get on that when I can be asked, but for now, gacha games! I fucking despise them. Gacha games are trash! Glorified loot box simulators are all the same with their stupid low drop rates and generic gameplay, or lack thereof. Their event-exclusive content to scare you into spending money and screaming loud about the increased drop rates when the drop rate is actually going up by like 0.0000001%. I hate all of it! So why the actual hell do I like Arknights? I don't understand. Okay, well I do, but play along, you knob. So let's see why this game appeals so much. Let's discuss that. So my main issue with gacha games is that, much like lawyers, these things suck your money, blood, and soul. And Arknights, well, it still leeches your money, so we've kind of fallen at the first hurdle, haven't we here, Arknights? But the game does have a pity system where you get a guaranteed 5 or 6 star on your 10th pull of a banner, which helps out a bit. So I guess you could say Arknights decorates its turd the best. That is a weird-ass analogy. But there are probably more gachas that do this that I'm not aware of, so feel free to tell me calmly and concisely in the comments. My other issue is that most gachas don't have any interesting gameplay. There are 2 gachas so far that have given a pass on this, being Genshin Impact with its open world Breath of the Wild action RPG style thing, and well, Arknights. We can talk about Genshin Impact another time, maybe, I don't know. Arknights has the inevitable RPG elements, which are just par for the course, but the gameplay is actually a tower defense game, where the characters, or operators as they are called, are your units that will be doing the whole, defending thing. It brings back fond memories of school, and fond memories of school is a rare statement for me. Slacking off an IT class trying to find that one game site that the school network hasn't blocked, and playing some random tower defense games because of how surprisingly addicting they can be.
Rest in peace, Flash, your legacy will not be forgotten.
It's really simple. You see you have this number here that goes up, and then when you put down an operator onto the map, that number goes down according to the number on the operator.
Simple economics.
You put down a Vanguard class operator first, because that makes the number go up faster, and then start planning where to put the rest of these buggers, and then, you got your standard classes. You got your tanks, healers, damage dealers, Cruise, and then you got your exotic shit, like your specialists, Florida woman, Texas woman, Cruise again.
God damn it!
So you're probably thinking, hey, that sounds pretty simple, right? Ha! Ha! No, this game is actually the Ninja Gaiden of Bloons Tower Defense, and by that I mean I have the same amount of brain cells as I have 6-star operators, and I'm not galaxy brain enough to understand what the fuck a strategy is. There is a lot of technical depth when you look for it, but there is an entire internet worth of info out there, kids. Use it! But chances are, if you've clicked on an Arknights video, you know what Arknights is. Unless Future Me put boobs in the thumbnail or something and you clicked on it for that. Anyway, I know what you're thinking. Right! Gameplay's irrelevant. What are the waifus like? And besides the fact that they're all war criminals or terrorists with PTSD, terminal illnesses, and some of them just don't have good enough stats, meaning you'll probably pick a favorite that isn't viable. Yeah, they're alright. Waifu over meta, ladies and gentlemen. All these characters are pretty cool and fun. You'll find a favorite eventually. Like, for example, this is Bee Hunter. I like her because that's cute, I guess. I also quite like Fang, because she's just cute, and Lapland, honestly, just because she gets the funniest memes and fan comics out of all the characters. Also, you know how most anime media will have shit like cat girls and fox girls and maybe even wolf girls if they feel a bit spicy? Well, Arknights says fuck it and goes crazy, because they're like, here are horse girls, goat girls, bear girls, tax evasion girls, identity crisis girls, you name it. Okay, so my point being, the character designs are really cool. Even the player character, the Doctor. Bit of a side rant, but it's going to be relevant later, trust me on that. What the actual fuck happened to male protagonists in Japanese media? What happened to our Clouds, Seamodes, and Dantes of the world? Now we just have the same generic, copy-paste, black, brown-haired dude who looks the most generic. You know that spot the protagonist meme where the most eccentric design is the obvious protag? Nowadays it's the opposite. The most boring and generic one is the protagonist. I get why the designs are like this, because it's easy for the player or viewer or arsehole to project themselves unto thine protagonist role. But look at the Persona series. Those protags are designed to be easily projectable, but they still have small bits of distinct design traits that make them look unique. Which is why I kind of think that Arknights protag, the Dokuta, as fans call him, is kind of cool. He's got a long black coat and that black mask that conceals his face. It makes him easily projectable, but it also makes an interesting design in its own right. I like it a lot. This game's also got a incredibly vast amount of lore, which I have not gone into yet. I imagine I will eventually. I'll probably go like wiki surfing or some shit, or pay attention to the fucking story, because the fucking cutscenes in the game. Essentially, there's an increase in natural disasters, but these disasters leave energy source called originium, and that they're used to put cities on giant vehicles, Mortal Engine style, and then move the cities away from the disasters. Come back for the energy source later once it's done. So that's all good, right? Nope! The energy source also carries a life-threatening illness called oropathy, which you can be infected with if you're near it too long. There's also this giant terrorist group on the loose called Reunion, which causes a load of ruckus and blah blah blah. And you are a member of Rhode Island's Pharmaceutical, a simultaneous medical and military company, I think, who have the task of finding treatments and cures for oropathy and also have to fight back Reunion. So, things are a bit shit for you, basically. But, on top of all this, the game also has a base management mode. And I'd give you an in-depth discussion on how that works, but honestly, I don't think I still have a fucking clue how the hell this all works. Basically, the knowledge I do have is that factories give you free shit, power stations, they power the base, as the name would suggest, trading posts get you more Wonga, and dormitories make sure none of your operators go on strike, because they have stamina bars, got it? Right? Nice. Alright, so I just want to mention before we wrap things up, the music of this game. It's really good. I'm not going to play some because I don't want to run the risk of the obvious. All I can tell you is look up Operation Pyrite and Art of Blade. You won't regret it. So, in conclusion, looking past the fact that the game is a money-sucking parasite, and to be fair, you can still get a lot of mileage even now as a free-to-play, Arknights is in fact a game. 141 sanity out of 92. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go roll some gacha and then drink my inevitable disappointment away.